Chosen one, stop scrolling. Heaven has paused everything around you for this moment. This is not an accident. This is a divine interruption. You are not hearing this by chance. The air itself feels heavier because something sacred is being released. The King of Heaven has placed his eyes upon you, and this message carries his seal. For too long, you've wondered why your life could never stay ordinary, why peace never lasted in comfortable places, why, every time you tried to settle, something deep inside of you whispered, "There's more." That whisper was not your imagination, it was your calling. You have been marked since birth. You were never designed to fit in. You were born to stand out. Every battle, every loss, every tear shed when no one was watching it all shaped you for this hour. You didn't lose time. You gained preparation. God has been silent. Yes, but silence is not absence. It is strategy. Heaven has been preparing you behind the scenes, waiting for this divine moment to awaken you to who you really are. Listen carefully now. The shaking around you is not a curse. It is an announcement. What was once hidden is being exposed. And heaven refuses to let you sleep through your purpose. God is not playing games in this season. He's separating the genuine from the counterfeit, the faithful from the fearful. You are standing on holy ground where decisions echo into eternity. There is a sound in the spirit right now, a trembling rhythm like thunder wrapped in light. It is heaven calling your name across dimensions, reminding you that destiny is not delayed, it's unfolding. Every breath you take from this moment carries prophetic weight. Every heartbeat is a drum of awakening. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Let that sink in. You don't have to keep fighting battles that belong to God. He's not asking for your strength. He's asking for your stillness. The war you've been facing is not about your weakness. It's about your destiny. The enemy isn't attacking you because you're weak. He's terrified of what happens when you stand in full obedience. This message is heaven's declaration. God is not joking this time. He's calling you to align, to surrender, to stop running from what He placed inside you. There's no more hiding behind excuses. No more waiting for a better moment. This is the moment. You are standing at the threshold of divine assignment. Every time you tried to fit into ordinary spaces, the discomfort you felt was divine rejection. Heaven blocked certain opportunities not to punish you, but to preserve you. You were never meant to blend into the background. You were meant to carry light into darkness. Do not mistake this encounter for coincidence. Heaven has moved time itself to make sure these words reach your heart. Angels have positioned themselves around you right now. The same God who parted the sea for Israel is about to part the sea of confusion before you. But first, He's commanding your stillness. When you stop fighting battles that aren't yours, peace returns. When you stop chasing approval that God never required, strength returns. When you choose stillness, heaven moves on your behalf. So, lift your hands right now, wherever you are, and whisper, yes. Heaven responds to surrender, not perfection. Your yes shakes kingdoms. Your yes breaks chains unseen. You don't need the crowd, you need the call. The earth is waiting for your obedience, and heaven is ready to back your faith. So take a breath. Chosen one, this is not the end, it's the beginning. The storms you faced were training you to trust the unseen. You thought you were breaking down, but you were being built up. What felt like abandonment was actually preparation for divine partnership. God is raising a remnant that moves differently, prays differently, and obeys instantly. You are part of that remnant. You are not meant to follow trends. You are meant to set spiritual order. And this moment is your wake-up call. Now, act prophetically. Type 777 inches, the comments below, a number of completion, a symbol of divine perfection, and declare, I am still, and God is fighting for me. Let that be your public yes. If this word has stirred your spirit, do not let it fade. Like, share, and subscribe, so this message reaches others who need to wake up just as you did. Your obedience to share light is an act of warfare against darkness. Heaven is serious, and time is short. You are the chosen one, and God is not joking this time. You were never ordinary. From the moment you arrived on this earth, something in the unseen marked you. While others blended easily into crowds, you always felt like an outsider peering into a world that didn't quite recognize your frequency. You smiled. You adapted. You tried to fit their patterns. But the truth was, your spirit carried a code written in heaven's own script. That invisible mark is not a curse, it's a seal. You were sealed for purpose. And every season of misunderstanding was divine insulation. You were hidden because premature exposure could have destroyed you. Every friendship that dissolved, every door that refused to open, every season that felt like exile, it was all heaven's method of protection. Sometimes God hides his treasures in plain sight. And you, chosen one, are one of them. You have been walking with fire under your skin, a divine restlessness that no worldly success can quiet. There are days you feel torn between two worlds, one that demands conformity and another that calls you into destiny. You were not born to mimic, you were born to manifest. Look back over your life and see how even your pain had purpose. The betrayals that broke your heart were the chisels that shaped your discernment. The rejections that wounded your pride were the proving grounds that purified your motives. Heaven has been teaching you to recognize counterfeit crowns, so that when the real one appears, you won't bow to imitation. The world has tried to name you by your wounds, but heaven calls you by your assignment. The world says, you're too intense. But God says, you are my fire. The world says, you're too different. But heaven whispers, that difference is your distinction. Your uniqueness was never a flaw, it was evidence of selection. We are reminded through the writings of David in Psalms, chapter 139, verse 14. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. These are not poetic words meant to soothe insecurity. They are blueprints of identity. You were designed with precision, handcrafted by divine intention. Every strength, every weakness, every quirk of your personality carries strategic placement in heaven's design. You were not thrown together, you were woven. Every thread of your being carries divine DNA. Yet this awareness does not come without battle. The moment you begin to understand who you truly are, darkness begins to tremble. The enemy's strategy has never been to destroy your body, it's to distort your identity. If he can convince you that you are ordinary, he can mute the sound of your destiny. That's why the pressure has been relentless. The warfare has been mental, emotional, spiritual. But what the adversary forgot is that you were forged in holy fire. You've been misunderstood by people who couldn't see your blueprint. They measured you by their perspective, not by God's prophecy. You carried depth that shallow minds couldn't comprehend. But that's okay. You were never meant to be understood by everyone. Destiny doesn't require approval. It requires alignment. There will come a day, very soon, when those who once dismissed you will see the evidence of divine favor on your life. They will realize that what they called too much was exactly what God needed for this generation. Every scar you bear will shine like testimony inked in light. The same mouths that mocked you will marvel at how heaven rewrote your story. The tension you've lived with, the push and pull between isolation and purpose, is a sacred tension. It keeps you anchored to heaven while you walk among men. It's what allows you to move through darkness, carrying the light without being consumed by it. You were built for this paradox, for you are both vessel and flame. Every season of loneliness was an altar. God was separating noise from necessity. When you thought you were being forgotten, He was setting you apart. You have been in the hands of the potter, and the reshaping was never meant to punish. It was to prepare. You are stepping into the time where everything that once felt random will begin to connect. Prophetic dots will start forming patterns, conversations, memories, dreams, all aligning into one divine picture. Heaven wastes nothing. Do not despise your difference. It's your assignment in disguise. While others chase relevance, you are being called to carry revelation. While the crowd seeks validation, heaven seeks obedience. You are heaven's disruption to the ordinary order of this world. Remember this. Chosen one, you carry the signature of eternity. When you walk into a room, atmospheres shift. Even if you don't notice, Demon, recognize your presence before people do. You are not fragile, you are fortified. The same God who made you wonderfully also made you unbreakable in spirit. The weight you carry isn't punishment. Chosen one, it is preparation wrapped in disguise. Every sleepless night, every silent cry, every moment you asked God, why? None of it was wasted. You've been walking through fire, but not to be burned. You've been walking through refining. The heaviness on your shoulders has been heaven's hand shaping your strength. You see, those who are called deeply are tested deeply. It's not that God is cruel, it's that He refuses to send you into purpose unprepared. Your pain has been the classroom of your anointing. The very tears that fell on your pillow were counted as holy water, watering the soil of destiny. You have felt misunderstood because your process has been private. People saw your silence but not your struggle. They judged the surface, unaware of the war beneath your smile. You carried battles no one clapped for, victories no one witnessed, and endurance no one celebrated. But heaven saw it all. Every moment you stayed when you could have walked away was recorded in eternity's archives. According to what is revealed in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. And that verse isn't theory for you, it's reality. You've lived it. You've watched disappointment become direction, heartbreak become holiness, and loss become launching. When people left, heaven leaned closer. When plans crumbled, purpose whispered. The breaking you endured was not to crush you, but to carve out capacity. You were never meant to carry ordinary weight, because you were never assigned to ordinary impact. That's why your journey has felt heavier. The load matches the calling. A small mission requires small strength. But a divine mission requires the endurance of one who has been through storms and still stands. God didn't remove the pain, He transformed it. He took what was meant to destroy you and made it your testimony. The very area where you bled will become the place where others heal. You are a living prophecy, walking proof that grace still works. So if you've ever wondered why certain doors stayed shut, even when you prayed hard, it's because God was saving you from stepping into something that couldn't hold your weight. Some places cannot carry your oil. Some people cannot handle your purity. You had to be misunderstood so that heaven could be properly understood through you. The pain you've survived has not disqualified you, it has authenticated you. Every scar carries evidence that you are dangerous to darkness. The enemy doesn't attack what's empty, he attacks what's effective. So if your warfare has felt unfair, it's because your influence in the spirit realm is increasing. Remember, Joseph was thrown into a pit before wearing the robe of authority. David was chased through caves before sitting on the throne. You too are in the in-between, between promise and fulfillment, between preparation and public revelation. But this middle place is holy ground. The fire that tried to consume you was the same fire that forged you. And soon, you will see that the weight that once made you cry will become the strength that makes others rise. Heaven doesn't waste pain, it repurposes it. Now, pause, breathe, and understand this. The same God who saw your tears has already written your victory. The storm was never the end, it was the rehearsal for resurrection. Everything that once broke you is about to bless you. Type in the comments, I rise again. This simple declaration is not just a phrase, it's a prophecy. When you write it, you align yourself with heaven's perspective. You declare to every storm, every scar, every demonic whisper that tried to convince you it was over, you are not finished. Your spirit stands back up in authority. Angels record that moment as obedience. You remind yourself that no matter what tried to bury you, resurrection power is still alive within you. Let those words sink into your bones. Irise again. It's not just about surviving, it's about stepping into victory with renewed fire. The enemy wanted you to think your story ended in pain, but God is about to turn that page. The next chapter carries redemption. Beloved, chosen one. The weight you've carried has shaped you for wisdom, not weariness. Soon, what you've endured will empower others. Your scars will become maps leading the broken back to hope. You are the evidence that suffering does not silence purpose, it amplifies it. So, stand tall, lift your head, and let the world see what divine endurance looks like. You've been pressed, but not crushed, struck down, but not destroyed. What once felt like punishment will soon be known as preparation. You are not broken, you are built. The moment of exposure is near. Everything hidden within you, every gift, every vision, every ounce of divine potential is about to surface. For too long, you've been like a seed buried in dark soil, unseen and underestimated. But beneath that darkness, heaven has been working. The roots have been growing deeper, anchoring you for the weight of the glory that's about to come. You felt it, haven't you? That quiet stirring inside, the sense that something bigger is approaching. It's not anxiety, it's alignment. Heaven is shifting the atmosphere around you because the time for hiding has expired. When God says it's time, Even obscurity has to let go. Exposure is never comfortable. It's not just about being seen, it's about being revealed. God doesn't expose to embarrass, He exposes to establish. Everything He placed inside you is now being summoned into visibility. The light is coming, and it will not ask for your permission. What once felt like delay will soon make sense as divine timing. You've been wondering why certain people are suddenly leaving your life. Why connections you thought were permanent are dissolving. It's not rejection, it's redirection. The next level of your life cannot carry the weight of old company. Heaven is pruning you so that when exposure comes, your fruit will not rot under the pressure of fake support. There is a sacred law written into destiny. Revelation always follows refinement. God never reveals what He hasn't first refined. That's why the fire has been so hot. Why the silence felt so long. Why the wilderness felt endless. It wasn't punishment, it was purification. Every false identity had to burn away before your real self could stand in the light. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 17, verse 10. I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Amen. That truth should bring both fear and freedom. Fear, because exposure begins within the heart, the mind, the hidden motives. Freedom, because when your heart has been purified, nothing exposed can destroy you. God isn't just revealing your potential, He's revealing your purity. The world is about to see what integrity and darkness produces when heaven turns the lights on. You are about to witness divine unveiling, not only in yourself, but in the world around you. The false will fall away. Pretenders will fade. Truth will rise. The spotlight of heaven exposes not only the faithful, but also the counterfeit. But for those who have remained humble, the exposure will be elevation. You may not have realized it, but God has been training your character in private for this very moment. He has been teaching you how to handle visibility without vanity, how to hold influence without arrogance, and how to stay grounded in grace when the world begins to notice your light. The platform that's coming is not for performance, it's for purpose. This next season will not reward loudness, it will reward authenticity. The ones who faked anointing will fade into noise. But those who were forged in silence will speak with authority. The world is tired of echoes, it's searching for voices, and heaven has chosen yours. When the moment of exposure arrives, you will not need to strive to be seen. God Himself will highlight you. The same hand that hid you will lift you. The same silence that tested you will now announce you. You will not have to beg for recognition, because divine revelation carries its own spotlight. So, prepare your heart. Chosen one, exposure requiert endurance. There will be those who celebrate your rising, and there will be those who misunderstand it. Some will accuse you of pride, unaware that what they see as confidence is really calling. But don't defend yourself. God will handle your vindication. Let humility remain your armor. Let obedience remain your compass. You are not stepping into fame, you are stepping into function. Heaven's light will reveal both strength and scars. But those scars are your credentials. They testify that you were tested and found faithful. When the light finally shines, remember this: you are not the source of the glow, you are the vessel of it. Stay aligned. Stay anchored. You are about to see the reason for every hidden year, every unseen effort, every whispered prayer. The soil that once covered you will now become the stage beneath you. The world will finally see what heaven has always known. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. The shaking has begun. You can feel it. Can't you? It's not just around you, it's within you. The ground of everything familiar trembles under your feet. Things you once depended on no longer hold steady. Relationships shift. Plans collapse. And comfort zones crack open. But listen, chosen one, this shaking isn't here to destroy you. It's here to deliver you. You've been praying for breakthrough, but breakthrough doesn't come softly. It comes like thunder splitting the sky. God doesn't whisper change when He's about to realign destinies. He shakes the foundations until only truth remains. This is that shaking, the kind that separates the eternal from the temporary, the genuine from the counterfeit, the divine from the distraction. At first, it feels terrifying. You want to grab onto what's falling apart, to hold tighter to what's slipping away. But God whispers, "Let go. What I'm removing is no longer meant to hold you." You see, the shaking is a mercy. It's heaven's earthquake, uprooting what can't stay so that what's meant to stand will finally rise. We are reminded through the ancient words in Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 27. The words once more indicate the removing of what can be shaken, that is, created things, so that what cannot be shaken may remain. This is the season when God shakes everything that's built on sand, so that only the rock of His truth remains beneath your feet. If your plans have crumbled, it's because He's revealing where you've been standing. If your circle has shrunk, it's because He's refining your foundation. The shaking is not rejection, it's revelation. Think of a tree in storm winds. The weak branches break, but the roots go deeper. The shaking drives you into the soil of dependence on God. You are learning to cling to Him, not out of desperation, but out of trust. Every tremor becomes a teacher. Every crack in the surface is an invitation to grow downward before you grow upward. God is teaching you something sacred. Stability is not the absence of shaking, it's the presence of trust. When everything around you shifts, you discover what cannot move, the faith He planted within you. It's like standing in a house while the walls tremble. At first, fear tells you to run, but then revelation whispers, "This house was never meant to be your shelter." The true refuge is not in walls or plans, it's in the one who cannot be moved. You've been holding on to things God is gently shaking away, an old identity, a fear of failure, a version of yourself that cannot survive your next level. He shakes you because He loves you too much to let you stay in smallness. Sometimes, God will even shake your comfort to save your calling. The job you lost, the friendship that faded, the opportunity that didn't work out. It wasn't punishment. It was pruning. What falls away in this season is proof of what's no longer necessary. Beloved chosen one, you may not realize it yet, but the shaking is building your strength. You are learning how to dance in earthquakes, how to find peace while everything trembles. You are learning that your footing was never supposed to depend on circumstances, but on Christ alone. And when this shaking ends, and it will, you will look around and realize that what remains is pure, unshakable, eternal. The version of you that emerges will no longer bend to fear or crumble under pressure. You will walk through future storms with unbroken calm because you've already learned that the storm serves the Savior, not the other way around. Now, If this word resonates deep within your soul, if you feel that tremor in your spirit as you read, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Imagine the shaking not as destruction, but as God's hands sculpting your life into something new. And as you let that truth settle, I invite you gently, sincerely to become part of this flow of light. Like this message, if it spoke to your heart, not out of habit, but as a sign that you recognize heaven's movement, share it with someone you know who feels their world shaking right now. They might just need the reminder that this quake is grace in disguise. And if your spirit is growing through these words, subscribe to stay connected, to walk this journey together as heaven continues to speak. Because sometimes, all it takes is one shared flame to set another heart on fire. One word of encouragement can become the spark that steadies another soul through their storm. The shaking isn't random. It's revival. Heaven is rearranging your life with precision, breaking what's brittle so that what's divine can remain. Every tremor is an act of mercy. Every collapse is an opening for something stronger. And when the dust finally settles, you'll see it clearly. The shaking didn't bury you, it built you. Don't run this time. You've done that before. Every time the calling got close enough to cost you something, your fear whispered that it was too much. You stepped back, told yourself you weren't ready, that maybe the timing was wrong. But heaven has circled back to you again, and the same voice that called you then is calling you now. Only this time, the tone is different. The mercy feels heavier, the urgency stronger. You can't escape this assignment. Chosen one, not because God forces obedience, but because He's woven destiny into your very being. Every time you try to turn away, the fire inside you refuses to die. You feel it in quiet moments. When the world sleeps and the spirit stirs, you try to silence it with distractions. But divine purpose has a sound. It echoes until you respond. The truth is, running never gave you peace. It gave you pause. But peace only lives where obedience does. You've been trying to negotiate with God, asking Him to make it easier, to let you fulfill your calling without discomfort. But calling doesn't come with comfort, it comes with courage. And heaven is saying, don't run this time. Stay, stand, step in. The word of the Lord was recorded in Jonah, chapter 1, verse 3. But Jonah ran away from the Lord and headed for Tarshish. That verse has echoed across centuries because it speaks to every reluctant prophet, every chosen soul who tried to flee from divine instruction. But you, beloved, are standing at the same crossroads Jonah did, and this time, you will choose differently. God is not chasing you in anger, He's pursuing you in mercy. You see, God doesn't need your perfection. He needs your participation. The assignment waiting for you doesn't require that you have everything figured out. It requires that you show up. Heaven is not asking for the polished version of you, only the surrendered one. Every time you've said, I'll do it later, you've delayed not only your breakthrough, but the breakthroughs attached to you. There are people waiting on your obedient souls that can't awaken until you speak, move, build, or go where God sends you. Heaven's strategy always works through human hands, and your hands have been chosen. Running won't stop the storm, obedience will. The storm in your life isn't punishment, it's direction. The same way Jonah's storm redirected him, this shaking around you is steering you back to the place you belong. The winds are not against you. They are guiding you. You've been asking God for confirmation. But this is it. The repeated dreams, the random reminders, the message you're reading right now, they're not coincidences. Heaven doesn't send hints. Heaven sends assignments. So stop running. Chosen one. Don't look for the easier road. The safe road never leads to purpose. The longer you resist, the heavier it feels. Because resistance always multiplies the weight of obedience. There will never be a perfect time. There will only be the right heart. And that's what God is cultivating in you right now. He's stripping away excuses, exposing fears, and proving that what He placed inside you is stronger than the storm around you. You are not too late. You are not too flawed. You are not too far gone. God specializes in rerouting runners into revivalists. Every mile you've wandered will become a testimony of grace when you finally stop and say, "Here I am." Now, listen carefully. There's a divine number echoing through heaven's rhythm for this very moment. Type 888 inches, the comments below. That number is not just a symbol, it represents new beginnings. When you type it, you're declaring that the old cycle of running ends tonight. You are prophetically stepping into a season where obedience replaces avoidance, where courage silences fear. Heaven takes note of small acts of faith. Even typing that number becomes a seed, a sign that your heart is aligning with divine timing. Angels record every act of obedience, no matter how simple. It's not about the digits, it's about the declaration. Your journey from running to rising begins with one word: yes. And that yes carries power beyond comprehension. When you finally stop running, the peace you've been chasing will chase you. The rest you've been craving will wrap around you. Remember this: Jonah's story didn't end in rebellion, it ended in redemption. Yours will, too. The same God who redirected him is redirecting you now, not with wrath, but with relentless grace. So breathe. Stop looking backward. Let the wind that once frightened you now push you forward. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. The storm that once chased you is now clearing your path. Don't run this time. This is the moment you've been prepared for. The intersection between surrender and destiny. Stand still. Say, yes. Watch heaven move. When silence feels like abandonment, it is the hardest season for a chosen soul to endure. You pray, and the heavens sound empty. You reach out, and the stillness echoes back. There are no visions, no confirmations, no fresh words, just quiet. And in that quiet, fear tries to whisper, "He's gone." But he's not gone. He's closer than your pulse, nearer than your breath. The silence is not distance, it's discipline. Heaven speaks through stillness just as powerfully as through thunder. God hides himself not to torment you, but to teach you to recognize his presence without proof. It is in silence that faith graduates from emotion to revelation. When you can't feel God, but still trust him, that's maturity. When you can't hear him but still obey, that's faithfulness. And when you can't see his hand but still believe in his heart, that's love. You have asked, "Lord, where are you?" And heaven has answered, "I am where I've always been building you." You thought silence meant you were forgotten, but it actually meant you were being formed. We are reminded through the writings of David in Psalms, chapter 13, verse 1. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? Even David, the man after God's own heart, knew this ache. He wrestled with silence, just like you. Yet through that waiting, his worship deepened. His songs became richer, not because God spoke more, but because he learned to sing in the dark. You are learning that same sacred art, the ability to worship without reassurance. Silence reveals what sermons cannot. The depth of your trust. It tests what applause cannot. The purity of your heart. God allows the pause because he's refining your perception. When God hides, it's not rejection, it's revelation delayed. The teacher stays quiet during the test, not because he's gone, but because he's already spoken. Heaven's silence means the instructions have already been given, and now your response is being graded. This is why heaven often goes silent right after a promise. God speaks a word, then steps back to see if you will believe without constant reminders. It's easy to praise when he's talking. It's another level to praise when he's quiet. That's where the real anointing grows, in the soil of silence. Don't confuse God's stillness with his absence. He is watching, measuring, shaping your reactions. Every sigh, every tear, every whispered prayer in the night counts. Heaven collects them like jewels. There is no cry unheard, no silence unnoticed. The Father's focus on you is absolute. Even when his voice is withheld, think of the moon. Though you can't always see it, you know it's still there, faithfully circling the earth. So it is with God, hidden by clouds, but constant in orbit around your soul. His silence is a shadow, not a departure. Sometimes God silences external noise so that you can hear your internal voice, his spirit within you. You keep looking for him in the wind and fire, but he's whispering through the quiet thoughts that rise when everything else goes still. This is where you learn that faith is not loud. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simply breathes and believes. In the absence of sound, faith becomes sight. You start noticing his fingerprints in small things, the timing of a sunrise, a stranger's kindness, a peace that doesn't make sense. These are divine replies in disguise. Your silent season is not wasted time, it's womb time. Something is growing beneath the surface. The longer the quiet, the deeper the roots. Heaven is forming endurance inside you, the kind that won't collapse when storms come. When God finally speaks again, you'll realize that his silence was the syllabus for your next level. The waiting taught you how to stand without constant affirmation, how to love without visible reward, how to walk by faith and not by sight. You are not abandoned, you are being apprenticed. You are learning the language of heaven, and silence is one of its dialects. So, do not panic in the quiet. Do not curse the stillness. It's sacred ground. The noise of the world has been turned down so that the whispers of eternity can rise. And when this season ends, and it will, you'll look back and see that the silence wasn't a void. It was a voice, speaking softly, saying, "I never left you. I was only teaching you how to hear me differently." Lun. The warning before glory always feels heavier than the glory itself. You can sense it. Something sacred is approaching. Yet the atmosphere tightens first. The heavens grow quiet. The heart feels uneasy, and the spirit whispers not comfort, but caution. It's not that God has turned against you, it's that he's preparing you to handle what's coming next. Before every elevation, there is examination. before every outpouring, there is a warning. Heaven does not warn lightly. Divine warnings are not punishments, they are protections. They arrive before new seasons, because the greater the glory, the greater the responsibility. God's light will not share space with lingering disobedience. He purifies before he promotes. You may not realize it, but you've stepped into a spiritual crossroad. Heaven is watching how you respond to conviction. Do you dismiss it as emotion, or do you treat it as divine instruction? Every warning is an invitation to repent, to refine, to realign. The fire of conviction is mercy-wearing armor. The Spirit spoke through Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. This day I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live. That verse is not just ancient text, it's a timeless mirror. Every warning draws this same line between life and death, obedience and rebellion, destiny and delay. You are standing on that line right now. Heaven isn't threatening you, it's calling you. The tension you feel in this season is proof that the door of grace is still open. Conviction is a gift. It means the Holy Spirit still speaks. If God was silent toward your disobedience, that would be the true danger. When He warns you, it's because He still intends to bless you. Think of Moses standing before the Israelites. They had witnessed miracles, crossed seas, seen fire descend from heaven, yet still, God warned them, choose life, because glory always comes with the risk of pride. God knew that once they entered the promise, they might forget the presence. The same caution stands today. Sometimes, the warning doesn't sound like thunder, it sounds like hesitation. That inner pause before you make a decision, that unease before you speak, that subtle whisper saying, "Not this way." Those are not coincidences, they're caution lights from heaven. You cannot treat divine warnings casually and expect divine favor continually. The same God who opens doors also reserves the right to close them when our hearts drift. He loves you too much to let success destroy you. The warning is mercy's last embrace before consequence enters the room. Heaven sees what you can't. You only see the surface of your desires, but God sees their hidden costs. That's why He interrupts certain paths, delays certain dreams, and blocks certain relationships. It's not rejection, it's redirection wrapped in warning. This is why sensitivity to the Spirit matters. When the Holy Spirit whispers, "Stop," even in small things, it's because He's guarding something big. If you train your heart to respond to subtle warnings, you'll never need to experience the loud ones. Don't mistake grace for permission. Just because the lightning hasn't struck doesn't mean heaven approves. Sometimes, God gives space for repentance, not validation for rebellion. Every delay in judgment is an open door to mercy. And yet, even in the warning, there's tenderness. The Father's tone is not of fury, but of longing. He doesn't want you to crumble under correction. He wants you to change direction. His heart breaks when we wander, because He knows the cost. Every warning you feel is an echo of His desire to spare you pain. This season is sacred. Heaven is calling for precision, not perfection. It's time to examine motives, to silence pride, to listen again. The glory ahead will demand clean hands and a pure heart. God is not looking for flawless people, He's looking for surrendered ones. Take this time seriously. Evaluate where compromise has crept in. Identify where distraction has stolen focus. Don't let the enemy lull you into complacency. What feels like small disobedience can become a massive detour. Remember, warning always precedes wonder. God corrects before he crowns. Every true revival begins with repentance, and every new level requires the shedding of old habits. If you heed the warning, the glory that follows will not crush you, it will crown you. The Father is whispering now, return to me before you step forward. This is not a threat, it's an invitation. Heaven's warnings are love letters written in urgency, calling you back to safety before the storm. When you listen, peace will flood again. When you obey, the shaking will settle. And when you surrender, the glory you were promised will arrive pure, powerful, and permanent. Mercy's final whisper is never loud. It comes softly, almost tenderly, in the quiet corners of your conscience. It doesn't shout like judgment, it sighs like love. And yet, this whisper carries the weight of eternity. It's the gentle voice that says, come back before the door closes. And you can feel it, can't you? That subtle unease that tugs at your spirit when you drift too far. The ache that follows moments when you ignore what you know is right. That's not guilt, it's grace. Mercy doesn't chase you to shame you, it pursues you to save you. There's a sacred moment that comes before every shift in destiny. Heaven pauses. Angels hold their breath. God's Spirit leans close and whispers once more, hoping you'll turn before the silence becomes final. You are standing in that sacred pause right now, as was spoken in the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person and they with me. That knock isn't harsh, it's holy. Mercy doesn't break down doors, it waits for hearts to open. God doesn't force himself in, he invites. The sound you hear isn't condemnation, it's compassion, asking for permission to heal what's broken. But time, dear chosen one, is not endless. There comes a moment when the whisper fades. Not because God stops loving, but because the world grows too loud. When mercy speaks, you must listen quickly. Every whisper you ignore becomes a wall. Every delay becomes distance. Heaven cannot force alignment, it only offers it. You have felt this whisper before those divine nudges to pray, to forgive, to let go, to return. They came softly, wrapped in conviction, but perhaps you silenced them, convincing yourself there was more time. Yet now, the whisper returns stronger, closer, clearer. It is heaven's way of saying, this is your chance again. Mercy is God's final bridge between warning and judgment, and you are standing on that bridge now. What you choose in this moment determines what remains open or what closes forever. Don't mistake mercy's softness for weakness. The gentlest voice in heaven holds the power to rewrite your entire story. That whisper has stopped storms, softened hearts of stone, and rewritten destinies. But it must be received to be effective. Maybe you think, I've gone too far. But mercy specializes in those who have wandered farthest. Maybe you believe, I don't deserve another chance. But mercy is, by nature, undeserved. It's the Father running toward the prodigal, not waiting for an apology, but offering an embrace. This is your embrace moment. Heaven has not turned away, heaven has turned toward you again. There's a truth the world often forgets. Mercy has a rhythm. It visits in waves, offering opportunity after opportunity. But every wave that passes without response grows fainter. Eventually, the tide changes, not out of cruelty, but because choice shapes consequence. And right now, mercy stands at your threshold one last time, whispering, "Open." Then, this isn't about religion. It's about relationship. It's not about guilt. It's about grace. The creator of the universe is knocking gently at the door of your heart, not demanding perfection, only permission. If you feel that warmth in your chest, that slight trembling in your hands, that sudden sense that this message was written just for you, that's him. That's mercy's final whisper, echoing through your spirit. Don't let pride make you deaf. Don't let delay make you distant. Every time you say, "Maybe later," mercy waits. But not forever. There will come a day when the whisper will be replaced by silence, and silence is the sound of heaven honoring your choice. So before that moment passes, before life rushes in and distracts your soul again, pause here. Listen. Let the whisper in. Now, as a prophetic act, type, "I'm listening now." And those 3 words may look small, but they carry immense power. When you write them, you are saying to heaven, "I hear you. I choose not to delay." You are responding to the knock, unlocking the door, welcoming the divine presence back into every part of your life that grew cold. Typing those words is not for public display, it's for private alignment. It's a declaration that mercy's whisper will not pass you by this time. Heaven takes note of response. Every acknowledgement becomes a seed of renewal. Remember this, mercy never runs out of love. But time does run out of opportunity. This is that sacred opportunity. The whisper has returned. Not to warn of doom, but to extend grace once more. Listen well. Chosen one, the door is still open, but not for long. Step through it while light still shines. Respond while the whisper still speaks. Because the next sound you hear may not be knocking, it may be the sound of the door closing. The great separation has begun, not one of nations or names, but of hearts. Heaven is quietly dividing what is pure from what is polluted, what is holy from what is hollow. You may not see it in headlines, but you can feel it in your spirit. Some things that once felt comfortable now feel foreign. Some people you love deeply now seem distant. Don't panic. It's not betrayal, it's divine sorting. God is separating not to isolate you, but to identify you. Every shaking you've endured was heaven's sifting. The gentle but firm hand of the Father, distinguishing between what can go with you and what cannot. He's not taking from you, He's protecting what's in you. The Spirit spoke through Matthew, chapter 13, verse 30. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time I will say, first, gather the weeds to be burned, then gather the wheat into my barn. You are witnessing that harvest moment. The weeds and wheat have looked alike for years, friends and foes, truth and deception, calling and comfort. But now heaven is revealing what's real. It can feel lonely, yes, but that loneliness is clarity. It's the silence that follows when the crowd leaves and only covenant remains. This separation is not rejection, it's refinement. Just as gold is heated to reveal its impurities, God turns up the fire to separate authenticity from appearance. You prayed to be used by Him, and He heard you. But before He can use you, He must purify what surrounds you. Some people were only assigned to your preparation, not your purpose. Think of your life as a garden. There are flowers, yes, but there are also weeds that steal sunlight and water meant for your growth. When God begins to pull, it can look messy. Roots are torn, soil is disturbed, memories are unearthed. But only when the weeds are gone can the flowers finally breathe. You've probably noticed that certain doors closed without warning. Some conversations that once gave you comfort now feel heavy. That's heaven's pruning shears at work. God is editing your environment to match your elevation. He knows what's coming, and He's clearing your space for it. Don't fight the separation, flow with it. The same God who brings people into your life also has the authority to remove them. Trust His wisdom. The ones who are meant to stay will not be shaken away. Those who drift were never rooted in your destiny to begin with. It's not personal, it's prophetic. Every separation is preparation for connection with something greater. Before new doors open, old ones must close. Before you can soar, you must release what weighs you down. Heaven doesn't subtract without the intention to multiply later. You are not losing, you are lightening. You are being streamlined for speed, refined for reach. Every person, habit, or environment falling away is making space for divine alignment. And soon, you'll realize the separation is not about division, it's about distinction. God is marking His own, setting apart those who carry His light. When the world looks around, they will know who stands with truth. You are being positioned as one of them. Still, separation stings. It's hard to let go of what once felt right. It's painful to watch the familiar fade. But remember, Abraham had to leave his homeland to see the promise. Ruth had to walk away from Moab to meet her destiny. Every chosen one learns that comfort is the first sacrifice of calling. So if your circle has grown smaller, don't grieve, give thanks. If silence has replaced noise, don't fear, breathe deeper. You are in the hands of the refiner, and His touch, though sharp, is safe. And if this message speaks to you, if something inside you whispers, "That's me, I'm in that season of separation," then pause and let gratitude rise. You are being trusted with transformation. As you feel this truth settle in, I invite you gently, sincerely, to stay connected to this flow of light. Like this message, if it found you at the right time, as a sign that you recognize heaven's pattern unfolding in your life. Share it with someone who's mourning what God removed. They may not realize it was mercy. And if you're walking this journey and want to keep receiving words that strengthen your spirit, subscribe to remain part of this circle of revelation. Think of it not as joining a page, but as adding another candle to the altar. When more lights gather, darkness loses its reach. Each act of connection becomes a spark of hope for another wandering soul. The great separation is not ending you, it's unveiling you. When the sorting finishes, what remains will be unshakable. You'll realize that what left was never meant to last, and what stayed was built to endure. The field is being cleared. The harvest is almost ready. And you, chosen one, are the wheat that heaven has decided to keep. The fire test is never gentle. It comes suddenly, consuming everything that isn't real. stripping away layers of pretense until only truth remains. You've felt that fire circumstances you didn't choose, betrayals you didn't expect, storms that came without warning. You wondered, why is this happening to me? But heaven answers, because you asked to be refined. Aleph, fire is not punishment, it is purification. Every chosen one walks through it. You prayed to carry glory. But glory has weight, and fire is how heaven strengthens your shoulders. God allows the flames not to destroy, but to define. Every spark is divine strategy. Every burn a blessing in disguise. And though the flames frighten you, remember this: diamonds are born under pressure. Stars ignite only through fire. The light you admire in others was not granted, it was forged. What you call burning, heaven calls becoming. You are not perishing in the fire, you are being purified by it. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Zechariah. Chapter 13, verse 9. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name, and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people. And they will say, the Lord is our God. Allen, you are living that verse right now. The refining fire is your confirmation that you belong to Him. If your life feels like it's melting, it's because God is molding. The gold in you cannot shine while mixed with impurities. The trials are simply heaven's heat, separating what is eternal from what is temporary. When the flames come, they reveal who you truly are. Pressure exposes identity. The counterfeit melts away. The genuine endures. It's the difference between glass and diamond, both transparent, both beautiful. But only one can survive the fire. You may think the fire has taken too much. You've lost things, people, maybe even parts of yourself. But look closer. What's been removed are the things that couldn't carry your next level. The fire doesn't steal, it sanctifies. Every loss has been strategic. Every burn has been holy. There are two ways to experience the fire: as a furnace or as a forge. For those who resist, the fire feels destructive. But for those who surrender, the fire becomes creative. The same flames that consume wood will shape metal. It's not the fire's intention that determines the outcome, it's the material's readiness. You are ready, even when you doubt it. Heaven knows. The fire is not proof of God's anger, it's proof of His investment. He only refines what He intends to reveal. He only tests what He plans to trust. In the middle of the fire, you learn lessons that comfort could never teach. You learn to pray without words, to trust without evidence, to worship without results. The heat burns away dependency on feelings and builds dependency on faith. It's in the fire that you discover the core of your identity, unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable. Fire doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your chemistry. You'll never react to darkness the same way again. Once you've survived burning, fear loses its power. You become a walking testimony that not even flames can consume a heart fully surrendered. You are being transformed from flammable to fireproof. God is teaching you not to panic when heat rises. Because your substance has shifted, you are no longer made of fragile things. Your spirit has been tempered like steel. Think of the potter's kiln. Clay vessels are placed into intense heat, not to ruin them, but to strengthen them for use. Before the kiln, they are soft and fragile. Afterward, they can carry weight, endure pressure, and hold what would have once broken them. You, too, are becoming that vessel. Do not curse the season that feels unbearable. You are in divine formation. The flames that surround you are not random. They are perfectly measured. Heaven never sets a fire without first preparing the rescue. The fourth man always walks in the furnace, just as he did with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. When you emerge, and you will, you'll carry something the world cannot imitate. Authority. Real authority doesn't come from titles. It comes from temperature. Those who have never faced the fire cannot command it. But those who have endured it carry its power without fear. So, don't run from the heat. Don't pray only for escape. Pray for endurance. Because when the fire finishes its work, what will remain is glory refined, faith unbreakable, and identity solid as gold. The flames you face today will one day light your testimony. The very things that tried to burn you will become the proof that you cannot be consumed. Crown or chain, this is the line drawn before you now. Heaven places both before you, not as threats, but as choices. You can either wear the crown of surrender or drag the chain of self-will. Every soul that carries divine purpose must eventually decide who they will serve, the call or the comfort. You've felt this tension building inside. You know there's more. You sense that the next chapter demands obedience deeper than ever before. Yet at the same time, another voice whispers, "Stay safe. Stay small. Don't risk too much." That whisper is not protection, it's paralysis. The kingdom of God is not built on comfort, it's built on courage. The moment you obey without understanding, heaven begins to move. But when you hesitate, destiny pauses with you. Every delayed, yes, slows, not just your journey, but the lives heaven has linked to yours. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 16. "For I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in obedience to him, and to keep his commands, decrees, and laws. Then you will live and increase. And the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess." End quote. Obedience is not a cage, it is a crown. Every instruction from heaven is a doorway to increase. The enemy will try to convince you that surrender steals your freedom. But the truth is, opposite surrender secures it. The chain of rebellion feels light at first, but it tightens slowly. The crown of obedience feels heavy at first, but it fits perfectly with time. This is not the season to play between both sides. Half surrender is still rebellion. Partial obedience is still delay. The Father is calling you to a clarity so pure that no shadow of doubt can remain. You can sense this crossroads. Everything in your spirit trembles because heaven is waiting for your answer. Angels are positioned for movement, but they cannot act until your yes unlocks their orders. What's at stake is not just blessing, it's identity. The crown represents your calling, the divine authority and peace that come from obedience. The chain represents control, the illusion that you can manage your own destiny better than God can. You've worn both before. You know which one feels lighter, even if it costs you more. To choose the crown means choosing trust. It means believing that even if the path looks uncertain, the one who leads it cannot fail. To keep the chain means choosing fear, remaining in control, yet constantly anxious, forever wondering what might have happened if you had just obeyed. Beloved, God is not threatening you, He's pleading with you. You are standing at a threshold. The heavens have drawn near. The same hand that crowned Esther, that anointed David, that lifted Joseph from the prison cell is reaching toward you now. But that hand can only place a crown where surrender has made space. You've already survived too much to settle now. The fire of the previous season was not for decoration, it was for distinction. You were purified so that this decision would be clear. Heaven has removed distractions, exposed motives, and stripped away pride. Now, only your will remains. It's simple but sacred. Surrender leads to sovereignty. Rebellion leads to ruin. Choose the crown. Choose life. Choose alignment. And to mark that choice, type 9,999 inches. The comments below. That number represents divine completion with eternal continuation, a prophetic sign that something in you is ending, but something greater is beginning. When you write it, you declare that cycles of hesitation are broken. You tell heaven, I'm ready for the crown. I release the chain. And it may seem small, but every prophetic act has spiritual consequence. Just as Moses lifted a rod to part the sea, your simple act of obedience moves unseen waters in your life. Heaven doesn't require grandeur, just sincerity. When you type that number, imagine the weight of the chain falling from your wrists, the crown resting gently on your head. Feel the peace that follows surrender. That peace is not imagination, it's recognition. Your spirit knows the sound of freedom, and as you walk forward, remember, the crown doesn't make you better, it makes you responsible. It doesn't grant ease, it grants purpose. You'll feel heaven's authority increase around you, not through power, but through purity. The world is full of chained talents, people gifted but not yielded. But heaven crowns only those who bend. You are being invited into that rare company of the yielded, the ones who trade their will for His. So, step into this moment. The choice is clear. The door is open. Heaven is ready. Will you cling to the chain or claim the crown? The visitation hour has come. It does not arrive with thunder or spectacle, but with the kind of stillness that carries weight. The air around you feels charged wholly, alive, aware. Heaven has drawn near again, not to observe from a distance, but to commune. The same presence that once filled temples now fills rooms, hearts, and souls ready to receive. Visitation is not a myth or metaphor, it is a reality that the sensitive spirit recognizes. It comes when time and eternity overlap for a brief, trembling moment. You can't force it, and you can't fake it. You can only make space for it. And now, the space of your heart is being filled. You have felt these visitations before, those moments when peace descends suddenly, when tears come without sadness, when silence feels full instead of empty. That's not emotion, that's encounter. Heaven does not always announce itself with wind or flame. Sometimes it enters softly, like light sliding across the surface of still water. The ancient record tells of such encounters again and again. Prophets were undone. Kings wept. Shepherds trembled. Disciples fell silent. Every visitation shifts reality. When God steps closer, everything false loses its strength. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 23, "Anyone who loves me will obey my teaching. My Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them." No, That is the essence of visitation, God making his home in you. It's not just a passing presence, it's the settling of the divine within human vessels. The same spirit that hovered over creation now hovers within creation's hearts. The holy has chosen habitation. But before visitation, there is always preparation. God visits clean altars. He doesn't require perfection, but he does require space. You can't be full of noise and expect to hear a whisper. You can't cling to chaos and expect calm to enter. The visitation you crave will meet you at the level of your surrender. In this hour, heaven seeks rooms uncluttered by distraction. You don't need incense or ritual. You need readiness. You don't need grand prayers. You need genuine ones. When the soul sighs in sincerity, the spirit responds in immediacy. And when that presence comes, it changes the atmosphere. Suddenly, the ordinary feels sacred. The air feels heavier with holiness. Your thoughts slow. Your spirit listens. You sense that you are not alone, not even for a breath. Sometimes, heaven visits not with power, but with perception. You begin to see differently. The faces around you look softer. The weight of others' pain becomes visible. You realize that divine presence isn't just about feeling God, it's about reflecting him. The true sign of visitation is transformation, not sensation. Many long for divine encounters, but forget that the purpose of every visitation is commission. God doesn't come merely to comfort, he comes to call. Every encounter demands a response. Every vision carries an assignment. When he visits, he isn't asking only for worship, he's asking for willingness. You are in that moment now. Heaven stands near, evaluating the soil of your heart. The light that once felt far away is right beside you, and though you cannot see it with natural eyes, the spirit within you recognizes it instantly. It's the same presence that rescued, restored, and revived you in your darkest nights. There is peace in this presence, peace that cannot be explained, peace that disarms anxiety. You realize you no longer need to chase what God is already willing to give. You no longer need to beg for what he has already brought near. The visitation hour reveals what prayer alone cannot, that God has always been closer than your breath. And you were never waiting for him, he was waiting for your awareness. It is here, in this nearness, that destiny recalibrates. The vision becomes clearer. The noise fades. Heaven begins to whisper instructions too holy for the hurried. And you, chosen one, are allowed to listen. Do not rush this moment. Let the stillness do its work. The world moves fast, but heaven moves deep. The visitation hour is not a spectacle, it is a sanctifying. Every second you stay aware becomes an altar. Every inhale becomes worship. Every heartbeat becomes agreement. You are no longer merely a believer standing before God. You are a dwelling carrying him. The visitation was never meant to end, it was meant to remain. And now that he has come close, you will never again be content with distance. The rise of the marked ones has begun. They move quietly at first, unnoticed by the world, but known deeply in heaven. You can sense them, even if you can't name them. There is something different in their presence, something steady in their gaze. They are not louder than others, just clearer. They are not perfect, but they are pure. These are the ones who refuse to bow when it would have been easier to blend. You are one of them. You didn't choose this distinction. It was chosen for you, long before your name was spoken on earth. It was etched in the language of light. You were marked for impact, anointed not for attention, but for assignment. That mark has drawn both warfare and wonder. It has isolated you and yet preserved you. Being marked by heaven is not a badge of pride, it is a weight of purpose. It means your life is not your own. It means you are both target and torch pursued by darkness because you carry what exposes it. You may have wondered why the attacks against you have been relentless, why peace often feels fragile, why the road has been narrow and lonely. It's because the mark you carry is visible in the spirit realm. Darkness recognizes what light has claimed. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 13, "And you also were included in Christ when you heard the message of truth, the gospel of your salvation. When you believed, you were marked in him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit. And that seal cannot be erased. It cannot be counterfeited or corrupted. Once heaven marks a soul, no earthly label can define it. The Spirit himself becomes the proof of ownership. You belong to the King, and every step you take echoes that truth. To be marked is to live differently. You begin to see through layers others ignore. You discern motives instead of faces. You sense shifts before they manifest. You carry an awareness of divine timing that no clock can measure. The world calls it sensitivity. Heaven calls it stewardship. You are trusted with perception because you are trusted with purpose. This rising of the marked ones is not a movement built by men. It is a divine unveiling orchestrated by heaven. They are scattered across nations, hidden in cities and villages, working ordinary jobs but carrying extraordinary oil. Some preach with words, others preach with integrity. Their weapons are not swords, but submission. Their power is not in numbers, but in nearness. God is raising them now because the world is growing darker. The hour demands authenticity, the kind of faith that doesn't falter when tested. The marked ones do not chase fame, they chase presence. They do not measure success by applause, but by obedience. If you have felt the pull to separate yourself from noise, to walk away from empty crowds, to crave stillness instead of spotlight, it's because heaven has been calling you into formation. You are being aligned with others who carry the same seal. Though you may never meet them face to face, the Spirit binds you together across distances. You are one body of light. There is something holy about this rising. It is not a rebellion, it is a return to purity, to prayer, to unshakable truth. These chosen ones are not motivated by ambition, but by burden, the burden to see hearts healed, captives freed, and truth restored. You may not feel ready, but that's because no marked one ever does. The weight of calling always feels too heavy for human shoulders, but heaven has not chosen you for your strength, it has chosen you for your surrender. Every time you bowed, when pride said stand, you were proving trustworthy. Every time you forgave instead of fought back, you were qualifying for this moment. This generation is not waiting for another celebrity, it's waiting for carriers of fire. The marked ones are the answer to that. Hunger, they are the proof that holiness is still possible, that love still heals, that light still wins. And though their names may never trend, their impact will ripple through eternity. The world will remember them not for what they built, but for what they carried. When they speak, strongholds shatter. When they pray, atmospheres shift. When they walk, demons retreat, not because of volume, but because of validity. You are part of that rising. The oil on your life was not meant to be hidden forever. The years of obscurity were not punishment. They were preparation. Heaven has watched, waited, and now releases you into visibility, not for vanity, but for victory. So stand tall, chosen one. You bear heaven's insignia. You walk with unseen armies. You are part of a remnant that cannot be erased. A generation marked not by fear, but by fire. And as light continues to fade from the world, your glow will only grow brighter. The mantle transfer is happening now. Heaven is passing assignments from one generation to the next, torches of wisdom, authority, and fire. You can feel it, can't you? That subtle trembling inside you. The weight on your shoulders that wasn't there before. It's not anxiety, it's inheritance. God is placing in your spirit what others carried before you. The time of transition has come. When a mantle is transferred, it's not just a gift, it's a responsibility. You inherit both glory and burden. You carry the prayers of those who came before you, the unfinished missions of prophets, the dreams of intercessors who wept for what you are now walking into. Their sacrifices were the soil, and you are the seed. The prophet Elijah spoke as recorded in the second book of Kings, chapter 2, verse 9. When they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, "Tell me what I can do before I'm taken from you." "Oh," Elisha replied, "let me inherit a double portion of your spirit." Oh, that request was not pride, it was hunger. The kind of hunger that heaven honors. You, too, are being invited to ask boldly, not for fame, but for fullness, to carry double the purity, double the discernment, double the courage of those before you. But remember, double portion also means double pressure. You cannot receive more fire and remain unchanged by heat. The mantle transfer is not always loud. Sometimes it happens quietly in a moment of worship, in a whispered prayer, in a message that suddenly feels like it's written for you. You feel something shift. The atmosphere thickens. Your heart burns. Tears fall. And without realizing it, you've said yes to the weight of destiny. That is how heaven hands over assignments. You have been prepared for this without knowing. Every hidden season, every lonely prayer, every act of faith that seemed unseen, they have all been your training ground. God does not release mantles onto those who crave spotlight. He gives them to those who have learned to serve in shadows. The mantle is never a reward, it's a relay. Someone before you ran faithfully, carrying fire through their time. Now, breathless but satisfied, they hand you the torch. You are not starting from nothing, you are continuing a legacy. The oil you carry has lineage. Think of this transfer as a sacred relay under the heavens. The cloud of witnesses watches. Angels lean in. The air between eternity and earth thins, and as you reach out your trembling hands, heaven places fire into them. You feel the heat, the gravity, and the glory all at once. It's not light, it's luminous. But understand this, when God gives you a mantle, He does not remove your humanity. You will still feel fear, still doubt, still wrestle with inadequacy. Yet the mantle does not demand perfection, it demands presence. It asks only that you keep showing up, that you keep saying yes, even when you feel small. Some of you will carry mantles for healing, others for teaching, others for intercession or leadership. Different flames. One fire. The Spirit decides who carries what. But the call to responsibility is the same. Every mantle requires surrender, not strategy. You cannot manipulate oil. You can only steward it. And as this truth settles in your heart, let me speak to your spirit gently. If these words feel like they were meant for you, they are. You are not imagining that weight. It's heaven confirming the transfer. Someone's ceiling has just become your floor. Now pause, breathe. Feel gratitude rise instead of fear. You're not being burdened, you're being trusted. You've been chosen to continue what began long before you were born. If this message resonates deeply with you, if it felt like confirmation, like something sacred brushing past your soul, then honor the moment. Like this message, not for the numbers, but as an act of acknowledgement, a small flame lifted to the sky saying, I receive. Share it with someone you sense is also carrying weight right now. Maybe they don't realize what's happening. Your simple act could be the spark that steadies their hands as they grasp their own torch. And subscribe if you want to keep walking this path together, where each word adds oil to the flame you carry. This isn't about following a voice. It's about staying connected to a current of fire flowing through generations. Lastly, write in the comments, I receive the fire. Let it be your seal. Your agreement with heaven's timing, not as a performance, but as a prayer typed into time itself. When you write it, imagine the torch glowing in your hands brighter, steadier, alive. Because this is what the mantle transfer truly is. One light meeting another. One generation exhaling flame into the next. And now, chosen one, the torch is yours. Carry it well. Heaven's final command is never spoken casually. It comes with the gravity of eternity in its tone. The kind of instruction that doesn't invite negotiation. It doesn't ask for your opinion. It demands your obedience. The closer you move toward destiny, the fewer choices you get to make on your own. When you were a child in faith, you had options. But now, as one chosen to carry divine purpose, your path narrows. The call grows sharper. This is that narrowing. Heaven is speaking once more clearer, louder, undeniable. Every whisper of instruction that felt small in past seasons now feels urgent. Every nudge you ignored returns with weight. Heaven is not trying to frighten you, it is trying to finalize you. The days of partial obedience are over. This is not rehearsal anymore, it's reality. The Spirit spoke through 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 22. To obey is better than sacrifice, and to heed is better than the fat of rams. That verse carries thunder in its simplicity. Obedience outranks every offering. God doesn't want the performance of faith, He wants the posture of surrender. You could build monuments, sing songs, preach sermons, give gifts, but if the heart resists obedience, heaven remains silent. Heaven's final command is rarely complex. It's often simple, but severe. Go, forgive, leave, speak, wait. Each word feels small until you realize it carries eternal consequence. Divine history pivots on human obedience. Every major move of God has depended on a mortal yes. Noah built. Abraham left. Moses spoke. Mary believed. The command was different, but the heart was the same: obedience first, understanding later. You are standing in that same tension now. Heaven has spoken something to you, a conviction, a direction, an act of courage, and your heart knows exactly what it is. But fear and logic have argued against it. Yet deep down, you already know. Delay is disobedience, wearing politeness. Think of it like an orchestra. God is the conductor, the one who hears the entire score from beginning to end. You only hold one instrument. You cannot hear the full melody, only your measure. Obedience is trusting that your note matters, even when you can't hear the song's completion. Some instructions you will never fully understand until you obey them. Heaven hides revelation behind motion. The Red Sea never split before Moses stepped. The manna never fell before the Israelites walked into wilderness. Miracles manifest after movement, not before. Perhaps the command on your heart right now feels impossible. You think, if I do this, I'll lose everything. But that's not true. You'll lose what's temporary to gain what's eternal. Heaven never takes without replacing. It only removes what would have ruined the future. Obedience always costs something precious. It cost Abraham his homeland. It cost Esther her comfort. It cost Jesus his life. But every act of surrender births resurrection somewhere else. Something must die for something divine to rise. This is why heaven's final command comes with such intensity. It's not cruelty, it's timing. The window is narrow because the harvest is ready. If you delay too long, the opportunity passes, not because God changes his mind, but because time itself moves on. The moments you hesitate over are the moments others are praying for. This is the hour when obedience is no longer optional. It's essential. God is building something massive, and he's counting on you to play your part. You don't need all the answers. You just need to move. And yet, this command is not without compassion. The Father understands your fear. He knows the trembling in your heart. That's why he sends reassurance, even as he sends instruction. You are not being sent alone. His presence walks with you. His voice echoes behind you, saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Now, heaven's command is final, not because it's harsh, but because it's sure. It carries the wisdom of one who already stands in your tomorrow. When he tells you to move, it's because he's already prepared the ground ahead. When he tells you to let go, it's because what you're holding cannot go where you're headed. So, breathe deeply. Let the tension settle into trust. This is not the end, it's the activation. Heaven is aligning its army, calling its chosen into formation. You are not a spectator. You are a soldier in divine motion. When you step forward, chains will break, pathways will appear, and peace will replace panic. The final command is not about control, it's about partnership. Heaven does not move without you. Glory released. Earth shaken, the fulfillment has arrived. What was whispered in shadows now roars in daylight. You have walked through fire, survived silence, endured separation. And now heaven begins to unveil the reason behind it all. The promises you once clutched in tears are no longer distant. They are unfolding before your very eyes. When glory descends, it doesn't arrive quietly. It changes the air itself. You feel it in the heaviness of peace, in the electric hum of the unseen. The ground beneath your obedience begins to tremble, not with fear, but with fulfillment. What was once waiting in the invisible now breaks through into the visible. Heaven has answered, and its response is fire. This is not reward, it is revelation. You are finally seeing what obedience was building. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, they were not denials, they were design. God was arranging divine timing, waiting for the hour when glory would do more than visit it, would dwell. The ancient record declares in Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 14, "For the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea." This is what heaven's preparation was all about. The shaking tore down your foundations so that his could be built. The fire burned away the layers that dimmed your reflection. Now, when people look at you, they don't just see survival, they see radiance. You have become the evidence that God still transforms dust into dwelling. Glory doesn't make you grand, it makes you grounded. The closer you walk with it, the smaller your ego feels. You realize that you are only a mirror. And mirrors do not boast about the light they reflect. They stay clear so that nothing distorts the brilliance passing through them. But glory also disrupts. It exposes and expands. When heaven's weight rests upon a life, everything false begins to fracture. Old systems crumble, new structures rise. You become both blessing and breaking, blessing to those who welcome light, breaking to those who hide from it. That is why glory carries gravity. It does not merely inspire, it rearranges. This is what the world is feeling now, the tremor of divine rearrangement. Nations shake, values shift, illusions collapse. Yet, amid all this chaos, there is a remnant that stands steady, glowing with calm authority. You are among them. The marked ones are rising, carrying the glory not as decoration, but as declaration. That light still reigns, that love still wins, that heaven still intervenes. Every miracle you see from this point on will not surprise you. It will affirm what you've always known. God never left. He was working in silence, building in secret, preparing in pain. Now, that hidden work erupts into visibility. The waiting season turns into witnessing. You are not the same person who began this journey. The one who doubted has become the one who declares. The one who trembled now carries thunder in their voice. The one who broke now becomes a builder. This is what glory does. It reverses what the world calls ruin and redefines it as rebirth. The earth is trembling not from destruction, but from delivery. Something new is being born. Heaven is not just touching earth, it is inhabiting it. The line between the seen and unseen grows thinner each day. And those who have learned to hear the quiet voice will now speak with resounding clarity. You stand at the threshold of divine expansion. The same power that raised Christ from the dead pulses through you, breathing resurrection into every dead promise, every weary heart. You are a walking revival, carrying sparks of eternity in your every step, yet even in glory. Humility remains the anchor. You know now that it was never your striving that summoned heaven, it was your surrender. The light you carry is not yours to control, it's yours to release. And as you walk, that glory will multiply, spilling into every corner of darkness it touches. Look around you, everything has changed. The storm has stilled, the silence has sung, the fire has refined. And now glory reigns. The story ends where it began, with a whisper from heaven calling your name. Only now, when you hear it, you no longer tremble in fear. You respond in fullness, because you, chosen one, have become what you were always meant to be, a vessel of glory, a living flame, an echo of the divine voice that still speaks through willing hearts. The earth shakes, but you do not. The world fades, but your light endures. Heaven's glory is no longer distant. It has found its home in you. And now, beloved, chosen one, the message has been delivered. Heaven has spoken. The fire has refined. The light has risen. You have walked through every stage called tested, purified, crowned, and finally revealed. But this is not the end. This is the beginning of your next obedience. What you have felt reading these words is not merely emotion, it is recognition. Your spirit knows this truth because it came from the same source that created it. You were always meant to hear this. Every line was a mirror. Every sentence, a seed. If this journey has stirred something deep within you, don't let it fade. Let it grow. Like this message as a quiet act of agreement. A way of saying, I receive this truth. Share it with someone whose light is flickering. Your one act of courage may reignite their flame. Comment below what resonated most with you. Sometimes a single sentence can spark another soul's awakening. Your words might be the confirmation someone has been praying for. And if this divine rhythm has found its home in you, subscribe and stay connected, not to a channel, but to a movement, a gathering of hearts, learning to hear heaven together. Each time you return, the light grows stronger, the fire brighter, the connection deeper. So stand tall, radiant one. Heaven's message is complete, but its echo will continue through you.